All right. Welcome back in. Sorry about the technical difficulties there. Just had to get some roster cleanup items here to make this sim a little bit more realistic, as we're expecting to see Wentz and no Gibson in this one. So there's Carson Wentz. He'll be starting for the Washington Commanders. And I appreciate everybody bearing with us as we look to get this kicked off the right way here for you at pnagsports. Certainly, as we were talking about, it's a matchup that obviously the Browns have been eliminated from playoff contention, but certainly still a big game as you're looking to lure free agents to Cleveland, and then also trying to see what you can do with Deshaun Watson and how you can get him rolling, hopefully, here in this one against what is a very good defensive line with Chase Young back, and they are quite dangerous. So looking to see how the Browns can perform in this one. Welcome back in, Keith. Yes, take two. And Phil will not be on the call with me here today as he is busy prepping for family coming over. So he's got some other things he's got to take care of here. But Happy New Year to all, and without further ado, let's get this one popping. And the opening kickoff is going to be into the end zone, and they'll take a knee there, and Carson Wentz is going to start on his own 25. So there's a look at Carson Wentz. He's been on the IR. And then the unexpected announcement that he was going to take over for Heineke here in this week. Came earlier this week, so we'll see him here on Sunday. 1st and 10, little ace formation, handoff, or a fake little handoff to the left. He's going to now roll to the left and try to get free, but Myles Garrett says no way, and takes him down outside for his first sack of the day. 2nd and 14. Good opening start, nice contain there from Myles. Yes, welcome back, Carson, with a big Myles Garrett sack out on the perimeter, as he was unable to escape the pocket. Little handoff now, as that's going to be met very quickly by that Browns defense. That hole closed very quickly. Robinson didn't have a lot of room to work with. That'll bring up a 3rd and 12. Now out of the gun, Wentz surveying. 4-man rush, and he's going to just dump it off to the outside. He broke the tackle initially, but then stepped out of bounds. A.J. Green in on the tackle. But McKissick unable to get free up the sideline, and so 4th and 13, the Commanders are going to go 3-and-out on their first effort. Good effort from the defense here for the Browns early in this one. And so in the punt formation are the Washington Commanders. We'll take that at about the 24, and take it out to about the 27. And that's where Deshaun Watson is going to take over. There's a look at his season numbers in our sim. Out of the gun formation, Kareem Hunt on the left hip, spreading him out wide. He's going to do an inside zone there. Kareem Hunt, he's going to meet the contact shortly after the line of scrimmage and gain 3. Tight bunch formation to the left now out of the gun. Now Nick Chubb in the backfield. He's going to throw over the middle and just miss. He had a guy there. I didn't catch the number, but he had a receiver in the area, but just missed the throw. 3rd and 7, back to pass, working up in the pocket, now dumps it downfield to Cooper, and that one is good for a first down. Good for 23 yards as Cooper came free, and Watson just threw a nice ball to him. You're going to see him pop open here as he just takes a nice little cut on the inside and a nice little throw, a kind of anticipatory throw there from Watson as he found an ability to get it downfield to Cooper. 1st and 10. Back to pass. Scrambling out to the right. Now back to his left. He's got a man wide open. That's Cooper again. Makes a man miss up the sideline and down at the 25-yard line. Call it the 24. as he was knocked out of bounds there. Hey, welcome in, Calvin. As you see, Watson just surveying the field, sees Cooper break open late, but very wide open. And Watson put it right on him, and then Cooper just made a man miss, made him look silly. 1st and 10 now from the 24. 3 receivers to the right. He's got Nick Chubb to his left hip, bringing the man in motion for a tight bunch now. Now over the middle, little drag route. He's got his man, that's DPJ, and a 7-yard pickup. Hey, B, welcome in. Yeah, glad we got it figured out. Sorry for the delay earlier. We just needed to get the lineups right for Washington because we had both Gibson and Heineke in, and we expect Wentz and Robinson instead. 3rd and 15, and McKissick will be the other running back there for Washington. But little lack of blocking up the middle as Watson was trying to bootleg out to the side, but gets run down by a D tackle there. And that ends up in an ugly sack and a long 3rd down. So 3rd and 15 from the 30. Out of the gun. Chubb on the left hip, bringing the man in motion back to that tight bunch formation to the right. Over the middle, he's got a man. That's David Bell on the reception. And that one is going to be good for a 1st down inside of the 10-yard line. Call it the 8-yard line, where it'll be 1st and goal from there. Watson out of the gun. Little handoff to Nick Chubb inside zone. He's going to be met very quickly by that stalwart D-line. Chase Young in on the tackle. 2nd and goal from the 7, 1-yard pickup. Yeah, it really was a nice throw, Phil. And Nick Chubb is going to hunt for some more yardage up the middle, and not much doing as he's only going to get 1 more yard. Now 3rd and goal from the 6. Tight bunch to the left. Watson back to pass, surveying, looking for somebody in the end zone, going to dump it off to his outlet there, and that is not going to get it done as Kareem Hunt had a lot of work to do and 2 defenders right there on him. And he was unable to get into the end zone, so likely a field goal attempt coming here from the 4-yard line. And that is what we're going to see, so call it a 22-yard kick. 21-yard kick, excuse me. Little chip shot, but Cade York is up and good. And the Browns are going to go and take a 3-0 early lead in this ballgame. 8:23 left in the 1st quarter. Cade York's kick is into the end zone again, where they will take a knee and start on their 25 again for their 2nd drive of the ballgame. Carson Wentz looking to get something a little bit more productive going for his side. A little handoff out to the outside. And Robinson doesn't have a lot to work with out there, only 1 yard gained. Bunch formation now under center. Bringing a man out of the bunch in motion. Little handoff to Robinson again, and he's going to be met very quickly. Only a 2-yard pickup for him, 3rd and 7. Out of the gun for Carson Wentz. 4-man rush. Little fake run up the middle. The pressure's coming, and Myles Garrett's going to get his 2nd sack of the ball game. And that's going to end Washington's drive just like that. Another 3 and out as Myles Garrett with opening back-to-back drive sacks. 1 to open the drive for the first drive and 1 to close this one. Oh, and we're going to get a roughing the kicker penalty here. As you saw, the attempted block went right into the kicker there. That was ugly, and that's going to give Washington a new set of downs. Hey, welcome in, Mason. I do think he'll show up in 2023 A&B. I really do. I think he's going to be very good for this team. As Myles Garrett, you can see, is in the zone, but that was an ugly roughing the kicker that's leading to this fresh set of downs. Washington hasn't got it done on their own. Just a penalty has allowed for new downs for this team. 2nd and 5. Early penetration from the D-line, but Robinson gets past the first man, but then more defenders in the area ready to tackle him. 3rd and 3 now. Now over the middle, he's got a man. And it looked like he did have enough yardage to gain. Newsom in on the tackle, but Curtis Samuel able to get it across the line to gain. And a first down. First one done on their own efforts for Washington. Yes, we do really hope that for a couple of good games from Watson, that would be really important here to close out the season. For him to look really good would be really valuable for this team. 2nd and 6 over the middle. Oh, that one should have been picked as Delpit just dropped an easy interception. And Wentz is fortunate that one wasn't taken away. 3rd and 6. Little fake handoff, and Myles Garrett with the hat trick. Got to block that man on the outside, as it looked like that was supposed to be Robinson's responsibility, picking up the outside here. As they brought a tight end in motion out of that formation, which meant there was nobody out there to block Myles, and then they left him alone, hoping to pick him up with a back, but the back was trying to work the fake, and instead Myles Garrett just steamrolled Carson Wentz and brings up that punt. So the punt does trickle into the end zone, which will bring up a touchback, and the Browns will start at their own 20. I've heard that rumbling, Jerry Jeudy, for Newsom. The biggest thing is, I don't know that that's going to be a motivated trade for Denver just because they're so stacked at the cornerback position already. I don't know that they're going to want Newsom necessarily. They've got some really good cornerbacks, so I don't know. We'll see. Out to the perimeter there from Watson is going to be good for a first down. Nice little feet control from DPJ to get his feet in here for that reception. Ooh, that's close. I don't know. That's tight. Oh, he's out. And I don't know if they're going to review this or not, but he was definitely out. Interesting. No review or anything, but he was quite clearly on that replay out of bounds. So the Browns are going to get a freebie, as this one is going to end up in a Madden giveth and Madden taketh away as an ugly sack on the attempted screenplay. Yeah, Jeudy for Wills, that one makes a little bit more sense to me. They are awful at offensive tackle. That's something I could see. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Welcome in, Rick. Happy New Year. Glad you're here with us, spending your New Year or your New Year's Eve here at pnagsports, watching some Washington football versus Cleveland Browns, which has been a bit of an anticlimactic sim so far. The Browns did have one pretty good drive that culminated in just 3 points after getting stopped at their 4-yard line. And yes, too many screens. Really don't like the screens. They're not as effective in Madden because they're called poorly, and then also because the mechanics aren't as good as they could be or should be. As that run was snuffed out by the Browns defense pretty quickly, and Robinson goes backwards for a yard. Back to pass, 2nd and 11. Pressure. Oh, Myles probably should have had his 4th sack right there. Does not get home. And Wentz gets rid of it, but a 3rd and 11 coming. 4-man rush. Wentz working up in the pocket now, dumping off to Robinson on a little swing route. He does break a tackle, but he is not going to get enough yardage, I don't think. Oh, no, they're giving it to him. They gave him the first down. I thought he was short. But Robinson does get it done, a little swing pass. So a broken tackle leads to a first down. That should have been held well short. 1st and 10 handoff, or fake the handoff to Robinson. Now Myles Garrett coming. He's going to get his 4th sack of the ball game. Just like that. And he has had quite a game so far for these Browns. That'll end the first quarter here with the score still 3-0. And Myles Garrett, just coming off of a really nice sack, will bring up a 2nd and 20 here for these Commanders, and he is right back in the zone. Pressure coming, Myles coming around the edge, but he does get it off, and Delpit shoves the man out of bounds, only a 3-yard pickup, 3rd and 17. Another four-man rush. Miles coming, and he unloads downfield. He's got a man, but it's knocked away. Broken up. I didn't catch who it was out there on the perimeter. I think it was Ward, possibly. But that one is going to bring up a fourth down in the punt unit. Hey, Larry, welcome in. Happy New Year's. And glad to have everyone here joining us on their New Year's Eve to spend some time watching Nagy on Sports and some Browns football. Always happy to have you. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to the channel, we'd really appreciate that, as the Browns are going to take another attempt here. A little fake to Nick Chubb, and an ugly sack there for Watson. He just couldn't get rid of it in time. And Chase Young is going to come home with a sack. Gotta block that man. He is quite dangerous for this team. Yes, on track for 16 sacks. I don't think he's actually going to get there, but he's got 4 so far in the first, or as of the end of the first quarter. Yeah, it's a little frustrating how bad Watson can be in the sim. Hopefully that'll improve as his play on the actual field gets better. 2nd and 15, Watson scrambling. He's going to throw back across the field. He's got a wide open DPJ who's going to force his way through some tacklers and get extra yardage out there. That was just pretty, as he saw on the backside, DPJ coming wide open. Look at his eyes downfield, and then realizing he's got DPJ just with nobody in the middle of the field there. It just threw a nice ball, actually, for throwing it back across his body. And DPJ had room to work with, and then worked through a few tackles as well to get extra yardage. Nice play there. Now out of the gun, little handoff in the inside zone. Kareem Hunt breaks the tackle. He's getting down to the first down yardage. And does pick up another first down. Nice little physical run there from Kareem Hunt. And yeah, I love seeing that scramble drill be successful. That's the kind of stuff you expect when the Browns really get it going with Deshaun Watson under center. That scramble drill is going to be a huge part of our success, especially once the wide receivers really know what to do in those situations, and the O-line is letting go of their guys to not get the hold calls. Njoku is just going to drop, right in his hands. That was an ugly drop from the Chief. 2nd and 10. But yeah, the scramble drills expect to have a lot of success for that with this offense, as DPJ is going to get a nice little ball on the outside, little out route that gets another first down for these Browns. You see that levels concept there. And DPJ had plenty of room to operate in. He even had an opportunity to turn upfield, nicely timed from Watson to put it on him with space to turn upfield and get extra yardage. 1st and 10. 4-man rush coming, pressure in his face. He's going to unload. Trying to set up the little tight end screen out there to Njoku. But they're going to get the Browns for an illegal receiver downfield. And that's on Ethan Posick. But that's the danger with setting up those screens. If you're late on the throw, the blocking may be out too far downfield, as they were looking for the Chief on a little tight end screen. Little fake bootleg out here. He's got a man. That's the Chief wide open. Takes the contact, breaks the tackle. 5, touchdown, Browns. What a play there, as Chief would not be denied. And he just makes up for that drop in a big way here with a huge play to score the Browns' first touchdown of the ballgame. That was awesome. George, welcome in. Happy New Year's and go Brown. Keith, that's a good question. No, I don't really think so. The biggest reason I don't think so is because although the media likes to paint it like it's Stefanski and he's asked about whether he's going to have the play calling duties stripped. I think it's a lot more collaborative than people think it is in terms of how the plays are called for this team. And it's just a group effort that, although it's Stefanski ultimately who's calling in the play, they're all working together to decide what the play is going to be. He just has final say on what it is. So no, I don't expect them to make that change. AVP, Callahan, all those guys are very heavily involved with what the actual play call is, so no, I don't really expect that to change. Now out of the gun, Wentz down the sideline, and what a breakup there from Ward. Just got his hands up there in the point of attack. Nice little play. A bit dangerous, though, because he stopped short, and if he wasn't successful knocking it away, that would have gone for 6. 3rd and 6 out of the gun. Pressure coming, and there's the 5th sack for Myles Garrett, as they just left him alone. I'm not sure what their plan is for Myles Garrett, but it's not a good one, as he now has 5 sacks on the ball game, as he just whipped the tackle out there. Absolutely ran around him like it was nothing. Leaving him alone one-on-one, especially when he's in the zone, is a very dangerous plan. You got to at least chip him. Double teams preferred. But 5 sacks the result of leaving Myles Garrett to his own wiles out there, as he has been very dangerous and just destroying tackles on one-on-one matchups. Yes, Rick, I actually do expect that they're going to extend Posick, and I think they should. I think that's a good move for them. He's been a bit of a surprise for how good he has been. So I think it makes sense. I think he wants to be here. A nice hole here for Kareem Hunt, as he's going to work through some traffic and get 8 yards. Hey, welcome in, Aaron. Glad to have you in, though. Happy New Year's, and go Browns. Second and 2 here, little ace formation. Back to pass over the middle. He's got a man coming wide open out to the sideline. That's DPJ. What a play there. He's on a little flag route and just coming wide open, as DPJ has been very, very good in this game as well. But just a little zone beater concept here, as you see the double flag routes out to the outside, and they just caught him in that 2-deep zone. Nobody out there for that perimeter. And Watson just carves him up right there. But yeah, I do expect that Posick probably does get extended. I think that would be a wise move. A little bootleg and a shovel pass out to Harrison Bryant as Abercrombie fights for some yards. That was interesting. You don't usually see a shovel pass quite that far or quite that angle. It's a bit dangerous as he shovel passes it out here to Harrison. That was interesting. Well, 2nd and 3 now. Nick Chubb working on the inside zone in the middle. He drops the ball, but then recovers his own fumble. Very rare fumble from Nick Chubb. You don't see a lot of those. 3rd and 3. Now back to pass. Pressure coming, but he's got a man downfield, and he unloads DPJ with the reception. And that's good for a 1st down. Little tight bunch formation to the right here. Single back is Kareem Hunt. Little handoff does go to Kareem Hunt out on the inside zone. He's going to fight for yards again. Pick up 6. Coming out in that same formation, same personnel. 2nd and 4. And off to the other side to Kareem Hunt. He's got some room to work with, down to the 3. Call it the 2. As he was very close, just sniffing pay dirt there. That was a nice little run from him. And a beautifully opened up hole. You see Will's working his one-on-one matchup nicely just to keep that outside defender pinned to the outside, and then nicely blocked on the inside as well. And these quick hitters have been pretty successful for the Browns. As you see, Kareem's pretty tired there at that fullback position now. And a handoff to Nick Chubb, who's going to fight down to the 1, but can't break the tackle. I guess they're going to call it the 2-yard line. I thought he had it the 1, but they're going to call it the 2. 1.5, really. Now the little fullback handoff to Kareem Hunt. And the Browns now at the 2-yard, well, really 1.5-yard line here. I guess maybe he might have lost a yard or half a yard there, so maybe it actually is the 2 now. Now bringing up a 3rd and goal from the 2. So they're going to empty, or actually they're going to out of the gun here, but the inside zone anyway to Kareem Hunt, and he is going to be held short. And that one was close, but Kareem Hunt unable to get it done. There was a lot of Kareem Hunt on that drive. Surprised they weren't going more to Chubb, especially in that spot. Hey, welcome in. I love football. Happy New Year's, and go Browns. The Browns are going to go for this. I like it. All right. 4th and goal from the 1. Browns are going for it. Nick Chubb to the end zone. Touchdown. There we go. That's what we were expecting to see. Little Nick Chubb love. Give the ball to your best running back. The guy that has been just undeniable, especially in run plays like that. And we finally figured those short yardage ones out. I know he struggled for about the first 3 years with the short yardage conversions, but he seems to have fully figured that out. And he does so right here as he is able to get in and then some and score a nice touchdown here for the Browns. Their 2nd, and that one on a 4th down conversion. And I like to see Digital Stefanski elect to go for it like the real Stefanski would in that spot. So that'll make this ball game 17-0 for the Browns, as they have now taken a commanding lead, and they have exerted their dominance on offense and on defense. Myles Garrett is like a one-man wrecking crew back there with 5 sacks in this ball game, and then certainly some excellent play on the offensive side from a number of players, but most notably DPJ Watson with a nice connection. And then you've had some pretty good plays from the Chief for the touchdown, and then you just saw the Nick Chubb touchdown there. All right, Myles Garrett still in the zone on his 5 sacks, still one-on-one, and he's going to get to the running back there, Robinson, for a TFL, along with some others. Taven Bryan probably credited with the actual TFL, but Myles Garrett right in there, as they're still electing to go one-on-one with Myles, which is an interesting choice. Second and 11. Myles Garrett almost gets there again. A little swing pass out to Robinson. Does get away just in time before Myles gets home. But again, one-on-one whipping tackles in the zone. And it's just a matter of time before Myles Garrett will get a 6th if you continue to do that. Not sure what their game plan was for Myles, but I think you need to scrap that one and adjust, because he is absolutely badgering this team as he's going to come and do it again. Oh, no! Actually, he might share that one as Clowney is going to get the sack. Yeah, half sack for Myles, half sack for Clowney. So now 5.5 sacks for Myles Garrett, and Clowney with a half sack as well. As, again, the only reason that didn't end up being a Myles Garrett sack is he was just absolutely just destroyed the tackle on the outside, is just for the fact that Wentz rolled to that side and Clowney ended up getting to him first. But just, oh my. I guess he knew that Myles Garrett was hunting a 6th or something, so he only got a half out of it because he elected to scramble the other way. 4th and 21, and the punt is going to be taken fair caught at the 35, which is where Deshaun Watson is going to take over. A little fake, and then a dump off to Cooper on a drag route and pick up 5. A tight bunch formation to the left. Out of the gun. A little inside zone to Kareem Hunt, and he is going to pick up a couple of yards. 3rd and 1. Call it 3-yard gain. And then scrambling on a bootleg right into pressure as if he didn't see him. That's odd. Davis would get a sack there out on the outside, as Watson did something Watson would never do and run right into a tackler. Very odd. I suppose you could say he didn't see him, but Watson has a lot more awareness than that, I would say. Yes, it would be lovely to keep this performance from Miles. This has been a beast of a performance from Miles with his 5.5 sacks. I expect more to come with the way he's been playing and with the way the Commanders' lack of scheme or plan for him in this game. I mean, they're just treating him like any other guy out there, and you can't do that with Myles Garrett. He is easily the best defender the Browns have, and if you don't double team him, look out. Look out. You got to shift protections to his way. I mean, he is going to beat a tackle again, and that one should have been picked. As a little bit too excited for that one. I didn't catch the number, but a little too excited, was a little ahead of it. And as Myles Garrett's going to get 6.5 now, it's another sack. And again, just one-on-one out on the outside is not getting it done for these Commanders. You got to feel bad for the tackle out there who is just getting absolutely demolished. Hey, Felligan, welcome in. Go Browns and Happy New Year's. Now, Clowney is going to come in for a nice little TFL, and that is going to lead to a timeout taken, but a punt coming as the Browns are going to take a timeout and see if they can't get enough going here for more points to end the half. 1:40 remaining for this drive as they're going to get the ball back quickly, and this defense has been absolutely dominating the Commanders as they have had zero answers for Myles Garrett with now 6.5 sacks, and the game plan and no adjustments as they have just left him out on an island. That tackle has been left out on an island. Myles Garrett with all kinds of one-on-ones, and he's going to win those a lot. 1st and 10. 4-man rush thrown to the outside. He's got his man, and that's David Bell on the reception. Pick up a 7. Now 2nd and 3. 4-man rush coming. Sitting in the pocket. He's got man comfortably over the middle. That is the Chief for a first down pickup. As the Browns are so far very efficient on this drive up near midfield. And plenty of time still to work. Now 44 seconds from near midfield. Now you just have to hurry up a little bit here, though, if they're going to want to get some points. Deshaun Watson scrambling out of the pocket, now looking downfield, firing. He's got a man down there, and he's going to throw a pick as it was woefully underthrown. He had a man deep, but he just threw an ugly ball deep and left it way short. There were only Washington's Commander defenders in the area and no receiver where he ended up dropping this. He threw that ugly off-platform throw that Madden seems to think that he is always going to throw, and that results in a very ugly interception. He had a guy down there, and if he had enough arm on it, that was going to be 6, but instead, Washington is going to get the ball back with very little time left in half, 28 seconds to be precise. Now out of the gun, 4-man rush. Underneath goes Wentz, and he's going to get it down to the 49-yard line with 22 seconds to half. Snap is back. 4-man rush. He's going to unload deep. He's got a man down there, and that is going to be knocked away by Denzel Ward. That's his 3rd PBU of the ball game. Nicely played by him. Now out of the gun. Throw it over the middle. He's got a man coming open. That is Curtis Samuel on the reception. And a timeout quickly taken here. Looks like Washington's going to set up to settle for a field goal here to get some points on the board going into half. The kick is up. And the kick is good. So the Commanders are going to capitalize on that ugly underthrown ball by Watson and manage to with just enough time to get some points on the board and come away with 3. So a little bit of a turn of events here to enter halftime as they chip away some of that momentum with that ugly interception from Deshaun Watson. So that'll take us into halftime here. The score is 17-3 in favor of the Browns. They've had the vast majority of the momentum in this one, with Myles Garrett sitting on 6.5 sacks in the ball game. He had 4 of those in the first quarter, but he has been absolutely monstrous back there. And now the Browns are going to start the second half and only get the kickoff return out to the 15. Probably should have let that one go over your head there, sir. 1st and 10 from the 15. Back to pass. 5-man rush, and he's going to take a sack. The ball comes out late as he was trying to throw it, and the Commanders are going to get a touchdown on that. Yuck! Darion Payne with the touchdown. He's had a huge day for these Commanders, as he has had some sacks and now a touchdown recovery on the fumble. Wow. Can't be trying to throw this one away. Is it just like he was holding it loose as he was being tackled? I'm surprised they didn't call for momentum, but he was holding it loose on the shoulder pad. It just jarred loose as he was being tackled. And that is an ugly turnover and an immediate touchdown for the Commanders to start this half. And suddenly it's a very different ball game. Now 17-10. Yeah, 240 to -3 in total yards, and somehow it's a 17-10 ball game. Yikes. Both on turnovers. All of Commanders' points have been on turnovers. First, the late interception that led to the field goal there, and then the strip sack fumble for a touchdown just now. Well, hand off to Hunt, trying to stretch it out to the outside and gets no yardage. Yeah, super ugly. Don't like seeing that at all. A little inside zone concept, and he's going to fight for a few yards, and a flag there. Maybe a face mask, not sure. No, a hold on the offense. So that's going to set him back yet again, as the Browns suddenly are in full implosion mode, and the momentum is oddly in Washington's favor out of nowhere. 2nd and 19. Little fake to handoff boot action. He's got a man down there. That's the Chief, but he's got a lot of work to do, and he's going to be held short. 3rd and 7. Tight bunch formation to the right. Little fake to handoff to Nick Chubb in the center. He's going to throw down to DPJ and just overshoot his man. Put it too far out to the sideline, and DPJ had no shot at that. And sadly, that'll bring up a punt for these Browns. Yikes. Suddenly, the offense has gone completely away, as they first had that ugly turnover for a touchdown, and Washington, kind of right back in this, as they're going to get a chance to do something on offense here. Now, of course, they've got to account for number 95, who has had a monster of a game, and he could very much be the difference maker here, as that little swing pass out to the outside has contained Ronnie Harrison on the action, as Robinson really had nowhere to go, and he's going to go backwards for 4. So if you're just joining us, appreciate you being on. It's just me today. Phil is busy doing preparation. He is in the chat, as you can see, but he is busy doing preparations for family coming over tonight to celebrate the New Year's. Do appreciate the likes, and do appreciate the subscribes if you haven't already done so. That's very helpful for us, as Carson Wentz is going to find a man downfield just kind of sitting in space all by himself. That's Dotson with the reception. And a big chunk pickup here for Washington, and really you can see them kind of carrying some of that momentum as they have now some success going on offense also. Ace formation, pistol look here for Washington Commanders. Fake the handoff to Robinson, now going to scramble out to the outside. He's going to get caught as Clowney says, "No, sir," and Garrett is there as well. And that one results in a loss of 5, 2nd and 15. Looked like he intended to run it here. So I'm not sure if they're going to credit that as a sack or not. because he actually tucked it and started running to the outside like it was an intentional quarterback draw stretch. It was a very odd little play call there, but unsuccessful as Clowney had nice contain. 2nd and 15. 4-man rush for the Browns. Wentz in the pocket, unloads downfield. He's got a man, and that one is good for a first down to his tight end. I believe that's Logan on the reception. Or no, Thomas on the reception, excuse me. Yeah, Logan Thomas, yeah, that's his name. Yeah, Logan, that guy. Yeah, Rick saying that Browns not making halftime adjustments in the sim just like in real life. Yeah. Welcome in, Dog24. Go Browns, and Happy New Year's. 1st and 10. Little fake to the handoff, and then they go the same direction. Interesting choice. And Terry McLaurin's going to drop the ball, and JJ3's got it. He's going to go. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Browns. As we're going to get a look at this, whether or not this one actually came out, but the defense scoring one of their own here for the Browns, and that one might get them right back into this one. A really odd play call. You're going to see they faked one direction and then literally went to the same direction with Terry McLaurin. And Terry McLaurin, the ball just came loose. His defenders were all over the place there at the point of attack as the mesh point. And yeah, it definitely is out. So that is going to be a touchdown for the Browns. And this defense comes up huge. As that was such an odd play call. They had a stretch play called, which was followed up with because it was a fake on the stretch, and then they followed up with a jet sweep action right behind it, in the same direction. Normally you do like a reverse out of that goes the other way, try to catch the defense in pursuit, and use their pursuit against them going the other way. But instead they go the same direction right into the pursuit in the teeth of the defense. Terry McLaurin had nowhere to go with defenders all around him, and then the ball got jarred loose in the process, and JJ3 was right there to scoop it up and score. So the Browns are going to go up now 24-10, and Washington's offense is going to come back out after feeling a little silly on that one. Not sure what that play call was, but it blew up in a huge way. Did not work, and in fact ended up in 7 points for the Browns and putting the Browns right back into this, really right back in control of this ballgame. As Delpit is going to take the initial contact from Robinson and go backwards, but his pursuit follows there shortly, only a 2-yard pickup. Yeah, that was a huge shift of momentum there. Now Wentz over the middle, he's got a man, that's Curtis Samuel. He's going to be tackled near the line to gain. I think they're going to give him credit for that one. We'll see here when the replay graphic is over. Yes, they do. So first down granted there for Curtis Samuel. So under center now, 2 tight end formation to the right. He's got a handoff there to Robinson, and then he is met in the hole, but not before they Carter does get the tackle, but not until they are within 1 now. A 9-yard pickup, 2nd and 1. Now to Robinson again to the outside. He's got room and a first down. JJ3 and Newsome combining on that tackle. Now out of the gun. Robinson on the left hip over the middle. He's got a man coming wide open. That's Curtis Samuel underneath again. And good for another first down, a pickup of 11. So you see him just settled into that window nicely, finding a spot to take advantage of in the zone. And Carson Wentz just put it right on him. Carson Wentz under center, a little handoff up the middle. He's got some room to work with, and he's going to pick up about 5 or 6. Does Robinson call it 5? 2nd and 5 here. Tight bunch formation with the right out of the gun. Terry McLaurin in the formation to the left. Throwing out to the right, he's got his man, and that's Dotson, who is going to pick up a first down here as the Washington Commanders are really finding some success here on offense, being very methodical, moving the sticks. As they do so again there. And Dotson nicely keeping his feet in bounds to get himself the first down. Out of the gun. Four-man rush. He's going to escape up the center of the pocket, and then he's going to slide near the guy into gain, but held just short, or 2 yards short, really, with the slide. But four-man rush, and they kind of left that center open, and Wentz took advantage of it as he escaped that pocket with no one there to take him down for the first 8 yards. 2nd and 2. Back to pass. And out to the outside to Robinson. He's going to fight for the yardage, but I don't think he's going to get there. He is not. 3rd and inches. All right, so a big 3rd and inches here from the 17-yard line. Little power I formation. Little confusion in the backfield there as the running back got tangled up with his fullback. Brings up a 4th and down. The Commanders are going to go for this on 4th and 1. They went backwards on that last play, but now out of the gun. Wentz back to pass. Four-man rush. Miles coming, but he's got a man out to the outside, and he drops it. He had it in his hands. Logan Thomas just dropped the pass. And the Browns are going to turn it over on downs, as that one was a surefire 1st down for the Commanders. He had the space, the ball was in his hands, and Logan Thomas just dropped the ball. 1st down, Browns going the other way from the 18-yard line. Wow! What a turn of events that was. Now a heavy formation out to the right, 2 tight ends, or really 3 tight end package out to the right side. And Watson is going to scramble out to the left, and the ball's going to come out. No! Oh, no! Our 3rd touchdown sack, fumble, scoop, and score in this ball game, as we've seen 2 now for Washington and 1 for the Browns. Actually, I guess it was it wasn't a sack because it was a running back who fumbled. But 2 of those for the Browns. One strip fumble for a scoop and score for the Browns. That's 3 of those in this ballgame. What a wild game this has been, and that was just all kinds of ugly. And that one looked exactly like the first one that the Browns had, as Watson was trying to throw the ball late out of a sack and just gets the ball knocked loose, and the Commanders right there to scoop it up and score. Yikes. Now a 24-17 ball game, and Commanders very much in this, especially, they've got the momentum on their side, not to mention the fact that their offense, when we last saw them, was marching it right down the field. So now they did turn it over on downs, and so that could have been a lot more ugly if that had come off on the back of them scoring a touchdown instead. But Nick Chubb is going to get the ball on the inside zone. That hole opened up nicely, a 5-yard gain for him. But certainly feel like right now Washington is the better team, as the Browns are just struggling to execute. As another ugly drop from the Chief. That's his 2nd ugly drop of the ball game. Now 3rd and 5. Over the middle, got a man wide open. That's David Bell, who's going to secure that pass and get a 1st down, much needed for these Browns, as they have got to find a way to really establish themselves here with a punishing drive. As they really need to take control of this ballgame with 4:20 left in the 3rd quarter. Now, Kareem Hunt kind of gets fancy back there in the backfield and loses a yard, and he probably just needed to hit the hole. Bunch formation out to the left. Welcome in, Sean. Go Browns, and Happy New Year's. Pressure coming. He's setting up a screen. He's got it out to Nick Chubb, who does take advantage of his blocker nicely, and then forces himself out to the sideline. 3rd and 3 now. The first successful screen pass out of about 5 for the Browns. He'll throw over the middle. He's got... Oh, no! Another fumble! Oh, no! As David Bell, as he was being tackled, just lost control of the ball, and the Commanders are going to take over, as they now have recovered a 3rd fumble. 2 of them for touchdowns. 1 here is going to be... And that's really their 4th turnover of the ballgame. You see a really nice punch there. Coming in on the tackle, and David Bell couldn't control it. And 4 turnovers for these Washington Commanders to only 1 for the Browns, and somehow still a 24-17 ball game. But that is not a good look for these Browns. Second and 6. Little handoff there to Robinson, who is going to be caught, run down the line by Taven Bryan. Nice play from him. 3rd and 6. Oh, awesome. Welcome to LA. Oh, there's a turnover for the Browns as that one was left short. JJ3 was right in a position to take the ball away. 40, 50, 45, and that's where he's going to be tackled at the 45-yard line. And JJ3 just had a really nice look at that one. He just had to go up and get it as it was left short by Carson Wentz. And the Browns take it right back away as Carson Wentz was really ugly mechanic. You can see why he left it short. He was crow hopping to the left, throwing across his body at the same time. Two things you don't want to do put together, and well short is the throw, and it leads to an interception for the Browns. A 1-yard pickup now for Nick Chubb. Yeah, huge! 2nd and 9. A little boot action here, and what the heck was that? That was weird. Don't even know what he was trying to do with that. Just an ugly throw. 3rd and 9. Pressure coming. He's going to unload over the middle. He's got a man wide open. David Bell, hold on to that football, sir. As he does, and a first down here for the Browns. A minute left here in the 3rd quarter as the Browns have something going now after that big timely turnover from JJ3. Yeah, I don't know who it was to. It was really odd. Really couldn't tell what he was trying to do with the ball. Pressure coming at his feet. Scrolling out to the side. He's just going to throw that one away wisely. 2nd and 10. But yeah, I'd like to see a little more Nick Chubb. Yeah, this has been a very bizarre sim. Very weird. All right, kind of setting up a screen again, and just, yikes. Those screens have not been working. Not sure why you're doing that. They've had one successful screen so far, and even that one looked like it was going to get blown up before he managed to get it away. But not a lot of success in the screen game, and yet they keep going to that well. I can't say that I like that. So that'll end the 3rd quarter. And Browns kind of in an ugly position here now. With a 3rd and 22 after that ugly screen, they're going to go empty backfield out of the gun. Now throwing it deep. He's got a man down there. Touchdown! Browns! DPJ goes up and high points the ball for a beautiful touchdown. A one-on-one coverage. Safety couldn't get over there to help. And just like that, the Browns are going to capitalize out of a 3rd and 22 and throw a dagger to the end zone. Wow. Wow. What a crazy game this has been. And why not? All right, so here goes the extra point. It's going to make it a 31-17 ball game. In spite of all of the turnovers, somehow the Browns retain, just a dominant control of this ball game with their 4 turnovers they've had, although they've had 2 very timely turnovers of their own, with one turnover on downs that prevented a score as well. So that's really been the difference, has been that their turnovers have been, well, one went for a touchdown, obviously. That was super timely. Then the one to respond to an immediate response to a Washington turnover makes it and then the turnover on downs that prevented a score. So those 3 combining to really allow the Browns to retain control of this ball game right now. As that run is going to be held short of the line to gain. A 3rd and 3 coming, I formation here for the Commanders. Little fullback love up there, up through the middle, and the big guy gets some yardage and a first down. Taven Bryan in on the tackle. I like that too. That's cool. He's my Jones. He's yours, Jones. He's the people's Jones. That's good stuff. I can imagine. That's something I can imagine the Hoff saying. Just something he would, you'd expect coming out of his mouth. I like it. Yeah, it's been an entertaining game. Very bizarre, but entertaining nonetheless. The throw over the middle. Oh, that was nearly picked off. Denzel Ward had great position on that throw, but unable to secure it, so it drops harmlessly to the turf. 3rd and 10 now for Carson Wentz. A little 5-man rush blitz from Newsome out on the outside, but he does unload downfield and knocked away. Denzel Ward on the coverage with his 4th PBU of the ball game, and that one a big one 4th and 10. Brings up a punt. DPJ is going to recover that one out to the 27-yard line. First and 10 now for Watson. 4-man rush. Well blocked. And kind of a tip ball drill out there for Dearness Johnson, but nobody able to secure it. So it's going to drop for an incompletion. 2nd and 10. Now Watson over the middle on the little levels concept to David Bell. And he is going to get down near the line to gain. I have no idea. Who'd you see, Sean? I'm going to guess Bernie Kosar. That's my guess. Oh, that one just nearly jumped. David Bell needed to come back to that ball. Lucky that was just an incompletion on a 4th and 1. The punt unit comes out. And so Washington Commanders are going to have another crack at this. Oh, yeah, Eric Metcalf. There you go. There you go. Yeah, that dude was and is a beast. Just what a running back he was. Really the kind of the all-purpose back, could do just about anything you wanted him to. So dangerous with the ball in his hands. Yeah, loves watching Eric Metcalf in his day. Absolutely amazing. 1st and 10. Myles Garrett going to get another one. 7.5 sacks now for number 95, as that one was just absolutely textbook. And really, look at McKissick just not know who to block. You got to know where 95 is. You probably need to go to him. The tackle has been struggling against 95 all day long. McKissick takes a jump cut to the inside inexplicably, and then realizes that 95 is coming loose again, and then is just too little too late to try to get out there to prevent a sack on Wentz. But Myles Garrett absolutely just whipped him, and another sack. 7.5 for number 95. What a day. 3rd and 9 now after that completion down the center. That went to Terry McLaurin. He's been oddly quiet in this ball game. 4-man rush coming. Myles Garrett almost gets home, and that leads to an ugly throw from Carson Wentz on the pressure. So now a 4th and 9 will bring up a punt unit for the Washington Commanders. That's right, the NFL record with 7.5. Now, to be fair, we've seen that in the sim before, but still, that's a beast of a day. Would love to see a Myles Garrett 7.5 sack day. Really, though, to see a Myles Garrett 7.5 sack day, outside of just in the sim, for some real talk here. You'd have to have the refs call actual holding every time. And if they actually called all the holds, the real holds on Myles Garrett, that would force the team to stop holding Myles, or risk the actual holds. If they stopped holding Myles, then Myles would actually get home. And if Myles was getting home because he wasn't being held, then you could say that it would be possible for him to be, in the hunt for a 7.5 sack ball game. But you don't expect to see that while he's continually not getting the hold calls. And it's because, they can basically just sit back there and blatantly hold him all day long with no repercussions, and they know it. And that's why you're not going to see that kind of a performance out of Myles Garrett, sadly, even though I think he's very much capable of that as Nick Chubb goes for a nice little run there. I'll hand off to Nick Chubb again. He's going to work through some contact and pick up 2. Yeah, they truly have. All across the league, not just for us. It's really gross to me that they've admitted that that's what they do. That they're not going to call the holds on Myles Garrett. That he is held to a different standard than everybody else, and that's just disgusting. Really calls a lot into question about the league and how they're doing business. I don't believe he does. I don't watch enough either, but from everything I've seen and heard, I don't believe he does. Wow! The feet are in. What a catch from DPJ. Touchdown. Sorry, I looked away and looked up, and suddenly I'm watching DPJ with an incredible high point for a touchdown. They're going to review this, but I think he had it. Well, a beautiful catch there. You can see it's contested nicely by Fuller, but where are his feet? What control on the backside from DPJ. Feet are inbounds. Touchdown, Browns. What a play. And that's what DPJ gives you, is he is just so physical at the point of attack. He goes up and fights for the ball and does a nice job getting his feet in. That's one of the things you love about him and Cooper both, is that they are going to fight for the ball, and they're very body aware as to where their feet are, and are so good at fighting for those contested catches and making big plays like that one, and that was huge. And yeah, that's all she wrote here for the Commies, as they're going to go down in an ugly blowout in spite of 4 turnovers that made you think at times that they were going to be right back into this, and should have been right back into this, but the Browns really just more timely with their turnovers, and then taking advantage of them when they had the opportunity. We'll dump off out to the outside, 6-yard pickup, 2nd and 4. No, not the most realistic simulation today, but fun nonetheless. But no, not. I would not say this is going to be our most realistic sim. I don't expect a game to be quite like this one out there on Sunday. Keith, it's very possible. I'll agree that with Phil, that very well could have something to do with it. Which, if that's the case, that's unfortunate. I don't like, what happens on the field should happen on the field. Everything off the field, has nothing to do with what happens on the field. Outside of, obviously suspensions and holding guys accountable and everything like that, I get it. But that's a completely different discussion. Once they're on the field, let them play. They are all. It should all be on an equal playing field. There should be no favoritism and no difference in the way that you call a game, regardless of anything else going on or off the field with any of the players. Nick Chubb's going to get that handoff and is going to be tackled very quickly for no gain. 2nd and 10. 4-man rush. Watson's going to escape out to the outside and throw an ugly ball to nobody. Lucky that wasn't picked off. But yet again, we see the scramble drill woes for Watson, which is not something we expect to see from him at all, as the stretch play goes nowhere and a 4th down coming. So you expect a field goal attempt here. So Cade Yarks into the kick. It is up. It is good. And the Browns now sitting on a 40-burger against these Washington Commanders, 41-17. Yeah, I'd love to see a 40-point ball game. That would be awesome, Pellegrin. Absolutely. 1st and 10 now. Especially if that's because Watson has just absolutely lit it up and looks like fire out there. That would be awesome. If we're going to see a roughing the passer call. I was a little worried about that. It looked like they might have gotten to him late. They did. 95 on the call. And, he had a lot of success for today, but you can't hit him late there, Miles. So 1st and 10. 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Finally, a double team on Miles, but they're going to get to Carson Wentz again, and that's what happens when you double team Miles. You get pressure coming from the other players out there, and Clowney and Winfrey get in there for a sack of their own. I believe they both got half a sack. That'll lead to a full sack for Clowney and half a sack. Actually, I guess that was Brian in there with Winfrey, although I can't tell how they're going to credit that one because Winfrey was in late on the second effort, so maybe Winfrey gets the sack. Possibly Clowney and Bryant. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's going to be scored. Yes, I'd love to see the Browns just go out there and be prolific scoring points, especially if it's because Watson is a big component of it. Like we've kind of talked about these games, we need these games to look good for a lot of reasons. Not only to build confidence going into the next season that we can be a good team, but also just because, to help convince free agents to come to Cleveland and, help sell the Browns to other teams. The record is going to be important. The way that we go out in the season is going to be important. How these games turn out are going to matter. So we need to look good in these games. We need to look effective. We want to be the best version of the Browns we can be out there, even if we're not playing for a playoff position at this point. We're playing for future Brown seasons at this point. Trying to build some consistency for Deshaun Watson and the offense. Getting, at this point, it's all value-added reps, right? So a little handoff there to Nick Chubb. Works up the middle for 3. Another one to Nick Chubb, who's going to fight for yards and get nowhere. 3rd and 7. Deshaun Watson is going to unload out to the outside, and that one is going to be dropped by DPJ. A rare drop from Donovan Peoples-Jones. Brings up a 4th and 7, and, don't do this. What are we doing kicking a 62-yarder? Oh, gross. And he prangs it off the crossbar. So, that was I guess maybe that was the upright, so maybe he did have the distance a little right, though. All right, so Washington's going to take over with great field position, but again, only 2:17 left in this ball game, and a huge score to overcome is not going to happen. So this game is all but over as we hit the 2-minute warning. Second and 6 out of the gun. 4-man rush. Taven Bryan just came loose, and Clowney somehow picks that one off. I'm not sure what all happened on that, but that was entertaining. As what a wild pinball play that was. The Browns with another turnover to make that turnover margin look a little better and the scoreline make a little more sense, even though it's not fully going to make sense with the turnover margin at 4-3 now. That was crazy. 2nd and 2 now for Watson, working from his own 4. Little stretched out to the outside. Kareem Hunt's working for some yardage. It only picks up 1. 3rd and 1. They can't get a first down yet on the 3-yard line. 33 ticks left. I'm not sure why you're not just kneeling this out to win the ball game. That's what they should be doing. But they're going to look to score the touchdown here. Deshaun Watson surveying, and he hits the upright with the ball on that throwaway. Now 4th and 1. Browns are going to come out in a goal line set, I formation. Running up the middle with Nick Chubb and get a 1st and goal. With 6 ticks left, we'll see if they even snap this. They do not. That's the ball game. Kind of surprised they didn't just go to the victory formation, but that is the end of the game. The Browns are going to win huge in this one. 41-17 the final, as you can see right there, and not really what you would expect with the turnovers the way they were. 4 in favor of the Browns, or in favor of the Commanders, 3 in favor of the Browns, really, Watson had himself a huge day. 385 yards, 3 touchdowns. It's actually Phil's going to take us here through the stats really quick. So Carson Wentz, 21 of 37, 148 yards is all he had with 2 interceptions. We had the Robinson with 16 carries for 22 yards. Not a good day for him. Browns' run defense was stalwart all day long. Look at some of the receivers there. They were pretty well held in check as the Washington Commanders really struggled to get any kind of yardage at all. And tons of sacks allowed was a big difference in this game. There's a look at the lead tackler, Jamin Davis with 12, Hudson with 10, 2 sacks from Payne. Smith Williams had 1.5, Adoba with 1, and Allen with 1. Chase Young with a half sack. 1 interception from Fuller. And then there's the first forced fumbles, lots of those, as the Browns were fumbling the ball left and right. There's a look at Deshaun Watson, who had 27 for 40, 385 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception at a 67% clip. Nick Chubb with only 37 yards, but he did have a touchdown. He did have a fumble as well, 3 broken tackles. Peoples-Jones with a huge day, 8 receptions, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns. David Bell as well with 72 on 6 receptions. A little bit quiet from Cooper with only 50 yards. But some drops as well involved in that one, while Teller involved in some of the sacks allowed. Jones with the leading tackler 17, and Garrett with 10, 7 sacks. I said 7.5. I guess he only got credited for 7 sacks, but still a huge day for Myles Garrett. And 1 interception for JJ3. One of the ones that I thought was a full sack for Myles Garrett must have only been a half sack. So, anyway, that's the final for our game here. Glad you all could be with us. If you haven't already joined our Discord, you're welcome to do so. We'd love to have you. We talk all things Browns in between the games. We'll also have a game chat going live, which we will do tomorrow during the actual game. So join us there. The link to that is in the description of this or any of our other videos. We'd love to have you there to talk all things Browns and NFL in between our sims. And if you haven't had a chance to subscribe or like the video, we very much would appreciate that as well. But this one was an absolute wild game here in Week 17 for the Browns against the Commanders. As we just saw, just some absolute insanity with some of the turnovers and other things going on. But a fun watch nonetheless. So glad you all could be here. Glad to have your patronage here at Nagy on Sports. We appreciate you all. And we'll get out of here the same way that we always do, by saying, go